Welcome to our short demo, SCIO EDUCTOR, our quantum biofeedback and bioresonance technologies. In this video, we'll talk about toxicity and detox. My name is Jacqueline Jacques. I am a quantum biofeedback and bioresonance practitioner for more than 12 years, and then I am here to present and introduce to you what we can do with our device. The objective of this video is to talk about toxicity and how to detox with our device. And this video is part of a series of videos to present the main characteristics and functionalities of the EDUCTOR, the most efficient quantum biofeedback and bioresonance technologies on the market today. And detox is an important part of a session with our device, maybe not necessarily the first session, because we know how to detox. It requires really much of strength, a good system. So, but it is important to be able to look at the toxicity and right away to suggest the right lifestyle change and things like that. So for toxicity first, when we do the demography in the first interview, we have asked a question about the lifestyle of the person, about cigarette, smoking, drinking coffee, and everything. So all of this give us some insight that we can use to talk about toxicity. And then we'll go with the toxicity. So this is our panel that we have. And this is a panel that record, in fact, or all the teaching by Requeg, who is this German person who developed this concept of homotoxicology. So this is the panel of homotoxicology. And so this scientist just explained that the toxicity in the body can be represented on 6 phases. The first phase is the excretion phase. This is what we like. Second one would be inflammation. If there is toxin and the body cannot detox, it will create inflammation. Then there will be, if the inflammation does not remove the toxin, then the brain will just place all those toxins in the tissues, in the organs. And then there will be this phase of a cellular phase, which is where there is, like I would say, the problem can start here with the toxicity, with the impregnation of cell, and then the degeneration of some organ, and then could be the cancer. So in here we have this dot here is on the inflammation. So that means that right away we know that there is toxicity in this in this client. So we click there. Here we have some indication about the left spin and the right spin, which is some indication that tell us if the body is more, in stress or in situation of regeneration. So in here we want the left spin higher than the right spin. So we want here this is not happening. So we can right away say that the stress, there is too much stress and toxicity in that client. We will look at the bioterrain. So it's just an indication, quick. We want to have the 2 circles here in the center of the graph. So here we have this more to the right. That means that there is more inflammation in this. And the inflammation is a silent disease. So we need to just be careful about that and take or suggest the proper program and change in the lifestyle to remove this inflammation. We will look at the xenobiotic. So xenobiotic, it means the vulnerability to toxicity. So here we have, we do not like what is above 100 and below 60. So it does not mean that the toxin is there in the body. It means that the person is vulnerable to these toxicities. And for sure, if we have here the amalgam and the insecticide, and if the person does not eat bio food, then organic food, then there is eventually there is insecticide in this person. Okay, so we need to look at that and see how all this toxicity will affect the immune system, and we have plenty of information here. Stomach violation means that the person eat something that does not fit for him or her. And in here we have some more information. We can look at the miasm. The miasm is a concept that has been developed by Henneman, and where he states that the body, we do not get sick only because of our fault or our action. We have inherited some weaknesses in our DNA. And the miasm are some, I would say, indication of the vulnerabilities that we have inherited from our ancestors. Then in here we can just treat top 5, and then it will just kind of neutralize the main toxin in the body. So we can do that, and then we can do that. And it is important to know that when we do that, it will, I would say, neutralize the main toxin. It will not necessarily remove them. Okay, so we have some program that is really specific on the detox, and also what we tend to do with clients is always to make sure that the kidneys are strong, that the liver is strong, well balanced, before we ever go into a heavy detox, because most of the clients are toxic. And then, according to the Chinese medicine, we should do some detox every 4 times a year at each season. So we know that there is a total need for detox program, but we need to go slowly to make sure that the client is able to detoxify without any problem. Okay. So what is happening in here is that we have, look at that, rectification 66. So that means that, still, the body is not able to just overcome all those main toxins. Okay, so, and then we have here some emotional indication, and this is really, really, really interesting to look at that. All of this, and in here are the program for the detox: stimulate detox, allopathy and drug detox, and we have this one in here. So what it does here, if I just click, the therapy of detox will right away start, and I can click on this one, which is again this type of session, which is really really efficient. So we'll not let it run too long, because we have not prepared our client for detox today. Okay, so we always wait for 100 here, and then we will end the detox. So this is really something that is interesting. So for the detox, and again, we always, I would say, support the detox, the energetic detox by something in the physical. So this is important. This is a holistic treatment. We need to look at the body physically, the emotion, make sure that the organs are ready for the detox, and then to do the detox. One detox that is important is the heavy metal detox. So we can just check how the client, how sensitive the client is to toxicity. So what we can do here is that we can click and write, toxicity. Let's say we go with toxicity. Okay. So I will just make it very simple to just show you how we can work with the matrix. So we're just trying to find this toxicity. So I have here general toxicity. If I want really to know what is the situation for this client, what I could do, I could just do a test. So we can retest many of the elements of the matrix, in fact all of them if we would like. We will not do because it will take too much time. But if we want to retest one element just to see if this is significant for my client today, okay, and then we can look at the heavy metal, we can look at the mercury, aluminum, or those toxins, that we can look. So today I just look general to this stress of general toxicity, and it will just give me some indication here. So I can do that. So what it say here, that the more the resonance is high here, the higher it is, means that it is significant for my client, okay? Resonance, okay? So, and then I can interpret the result, and it will say that I should look more at the adrenals, and there is some resistance to change in that person. And then I should look at the emotion confusion. So you can see how wonderful it is. And then I could just to do a 30 seconds for this toxicity. I can look at whatever, all, as I said, all those mercury, aluminum, cadmium, and all of those toxins one by one. And then I can work on that. And my way of working is always that I will accompany the client who do a detox in the physical. I will just not work with the energetic, because we need to make sure that the client will change something in his lifestyle, because toxicity is really, really a problem. And then we have here our module here where we can just look at toxicity again. We have this, could be, we will talk later, but we could look at toxicity here, and we could help to do some detox with this program. We will tell you more about this program a little bit later, okay? So this is mainly what I wanted to tell to you today about toxicity, about how to detox, how we can look at that. For sure, we have a lot of things here. We can look at the blood, we can look at many things, about toxicity here. It's the ISO, the nosode, and everything. So this is really, we need to learn about all those toxin, possible toxin, with the lymph, with the blood, with the heavy metals, with the chemical, with the liver, for the liver, etc. So I hope you have enjoyed it. So this was a short description of our module for the detox. Here are my details. If you want to know more how we do the detox with our device, our SCIO EDUCTOR, you're welcome to contact me. I will be more than happy to provide you with more information. Thank you so much.